Welcome back to the Fadeaway Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Craig, with Jalen Vernier and Vinny Semyuk, and we are here to debate some topics. The first one being, is Jello Ball going to play this year? And if so, will he have a successful year? And I want to start with Jalen on this one. What do you think?
I really do hope Jello gets signed. I'm definitely rooting for him. It would be awesome to see LaMelo paired back up with Jello, playing both side by side. Jello's had some very nice games in this summer league. Are they enough to get him signed? I'm not too sure. I think the Hornets organization might give him a 10-day. They might, give him a chance, and I think he's proved himself in this summer league, but I'm not sure if he can produce at the next level. I am rooting for him though.
I am over here. I like LiAngelo. He started with 16 points that first game. I mean, he's starting to cement himself as a pretty nice 3-point shooter, but he doesn't really play decent competition right now. From what I've watched of his last 2 games or so, when he's coming up off just like a little bit of a curl on the top of the arc, and he tries to shoot the 3, there's still a tons of pressure he could test that he's just completely shooting right into. I think that his shots are still a little bit rushed and his spacing's a little bit off. The next level's just not going to allow for anything like that, and those shots are going to become more contested and become more misses than what he has right now.
Definitely. I think that's the place. If he's going to play in the NBA, it's going to be with his brother, maybe even with Lonzo with the Bulls. But I don't see him playing with anybody else because I just think the front office would look at him like how they look at, Giannis, is that how you say his name? Giannis's brother, just like a side piece, like like Seth. Well, not Seth. Seth Curry's made himself into a good player, but I don't think he'll be anything special if he does make a team. But I could see him signing with the Hornets.
If he doesn't prove himself off the bench, though, I don't even see him making it through the full year. I could see him going down to the G League or getting released by the All-Star break.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nothing's guaranteed. He has the hype, but you know what? I still got to see it. He's not going out there and he's not playing like Jalen Green. He's not starting. He's never.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It definitely is dependent on how he molds himself on a specific team. We seen guys, shooters, just come off the bench and light it up for teams, and that secures their roster spot. He needs to know his role, and that's going to be his role if he wants a spot in the league. A team's going to give him a chance. It's most likely going to be the Hornets, and he needs to capitalize on that.
No doubt about that. That goes into our next debate topic, which I think is an interesting one. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about it. Who do you guys think will have the better NBA career, Cade Cunningham or Jalen Green? I'm going to start with Vinny on this one.
Well, I think that Green's going to develop in the NBA quicker. He might set headlines. He might win Rookie of the Year this year over Cade, but I think that Cade's going to develop into a superstar, just for his basketball IQ and his ability to make the team better around him as he did at Oklahoma State. He's already trying pretty hard on the Pistons in the last 2 games. So I just see him developing better, but I don't see him reaching his full potential on the Pistons. I think it's going to be kind of like a little bit of a first tenure with the Cavs Braun situation. He's going to take us to new heights that we haven't been to in years, and he's going to leave us for a better super team that he can team up with. I think that he'll be the better player overall, but I think Jalen Green's athleticism and his playing at a faster pace is going to propel him for the first year or 2.
100%. Cade is an awesome playmaker. From what I've watched, he sets up his teammates beautifully. I love his playmaking ability. I love his just IQ out on the floor. I mean, I mentioned this last video, but he sets off-ball screens, which is going to get overlooked by most people. I mean, he's setting these screens not even on a ball handler that's allowing this other person to cut and get open looks, open drives, open threes. And then his defensive ability, that might be the best part of his game right now, is that he wants it on defense. He is going after the ball. You know, there are concerns about him maybe getting to the rim, which from me, that's my concern, is he's still getting double teamed almost every time he's driving to the rim. And he's having a hard time with that. But maybe with Jeremy Grant coming back, and I don't know, maybe it opens up the lane for him a bit and he can produce there. But Jalen Green has been impressing me so much. His shot is just money. It's absolutely so clean, looking like D-Book out there to me. That's my comparison for him. I think he's 20 points a night. He's a walking bucket. You know, he's going to go out there and just score.
Walk out there with that ugly ass suit on draft night.
It was an ugly suit. It's probably top 5 worst.
It was an ugly suit, but his game is far from ugly. I mean, he goes out there every night and balls out. The guy skipped college and he wanted to go play against grown men who want to play, who are trying to make the NBA. He's not playing against, you know, college amateurs who will never sniff the NBA. He's going out there every day, every night and performing, and he's going out there in the summer league and doing the same thing. I get everything about Cade, but you know, I don't think we can forget about what we saw in the tournament from Cade. And when there's a pressure moment, a big time moment, he didn't really step up, and he kind of disappeared. And I see a lot of, you know, of LeBron in him, where he gets disengaged and he gets like disinterested. You know, phenomenal playmaker, great length. You know, I saw the other day when they were playing Jalen Green and the Rockets, step back three. He's got, you know, great range. He's a tremendous talent, but I definitely see Jalen Green becoming more of a superstar NBA player than Cade Cunningham, more of a one.
You know, I gotta disagree on that, man. When you look at Jalen Green as his build right now, it's just with Cade being able to play 1 through 4 comfortably on most situations, like a Lucas situation or like a Bron situation, it's just Green won't be able to have that ability in the league. Like
Luka and Bron both struggle from the line. Luka and Bron. I mean, I don't want to say Luka.
Okay.
Luka.
You can't deny Luka's talent. Bron, he's decreasing, but you're saying that Cade's not as athletic as Bron, so we can't even put that comparison out there. They score the bucket differently. That's just.
Listen, I'm not so crazy high on Luka like everybody is. I don't see him being like a consistently.
If he left
championship
the
winning player
and went to any team in the West that wasn't the Mavericks that had 2 other stars or one other star,
he needs to be the guy, and that's it. Dude's an egomaniac, always getting mad at people, man,
and
always freaking out.
To Dallas, and that would be a championship team.
I definitely think Luka is that guy. I mean, he's only 22 years old. Let's not forget about that. But the comparison between Cade and Jalen Green, it's very hard to compare because Cade is going to be a 20, 10, and 10 guy, where Jalen Green's going to be a 35 and 5 guy. They have 2 completely different games, and
I want the 35 and 5, and the mentality of I want it.
There you go. I mean, it really is up to what do you need to fill, and what do you like more. And I mean, I'm not going to say one guy will be better than the other right now because they played against each other. They both had decent games. I mean, this is only summer league, but you know, if they are both going to pan out, they're going to be 2 completely different players. And you know, I hope they both do.
Can't love Kobe and then not love Jalen Green, right? Like
That's true.
that's like the model type player he's gonna be, score, and he's gonna want
Do you
it.
think that
And then
Jalen
you're
Green's
loving
going
on
to
a
be
guy
able to?
whose player, type is kind of like Bron.
Do you think that he's going to be able to develop his game though throughout his career, like how Kobe did when his athleticism started fading down, and he could develop a shot like that?
I mean,
he's got a
Jalen Green's
decent
shot is it's there.
but is his footwork
It's
there?
absolutely there. His
Is
foot. I mean,
everything polished?
That
he's
can come
19,
with
20
time.
years old. His footwork doesn't have to be there right now.
But I'm saying, do you think he'll be able to develop that footwork?
I mean, that depends on the guy. That depends on the
His shot is a
person.
little bit extended out. Kobe had a nice.
Listen, dude,
shot.
if he wanted it and played in the fucking G League, I don't think you guys are grasping that, bro. The weight of that. He said, "Fuck college. I'm going to the G League. I want to play in the league."
Well, it's not about the.
You
G
don't
League
think he's gonna
anymore.
go work on his footwork?
No,
If he's gonna
I
go to the G
definitely
League?
do like the G League fact of it. I was totally in agreement with him doing that, and I loved that he made that move. About the footwork thing or him working out, that's totally dependent on the player. I mean, look at Kobe.
That's what I'm saying.
And look
I
at
see
Allen
better
Iverson.
developing players.
Allen Iverson
About better
was
players
one of the
over
most
time.
talented players ever, regardless of putting the work in the gym. And I think that's why Kobe sustained himself and he evolved when Allen Iverson kind of just, vanished in the shadow as it got later in his career because he didn't put in that work. He didn't mesh well with coaches. And it really just depends. I mean, Ben Simmons could go shoot a freaking free throw right now 20 times in a row, practice it every day, and he would be 10 times better. But I don't know if he wants to do that or if he's getting, the encouragement from coaches. It all depends on the player's mentality. And if Jalen Green wants it, I think he could develop his footwork.
That's my
pretty
point
easily.
when I bring up the G League. If he wants it like that, why would he not work on his footwork? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why would he stop at, that's my point there. But
I think over time, I think Cade's just going to be the better player. I see it. People have shaky starts. He's got a lot of pressure on him. Zion didn't have the best start either. Zion had a shaky start too, but look at him now, and he silently is becoming one of the best players in the league. I think Cade's going to have the same story. It's not going to be a Luka story, but he's going to develop. I think that he's going to just have to get used to the pace and the spacing. I mean, he's going from like a 3-foot difference for the 3-point line, or what is it? It's 23 feet now, or 22 and a half, and then the college is like 20 and a half or something like that. He's got to get used to it.
I mean, Zion, I don't know. I thought Zion came in balling. But speaking of Zion, that is one of our next topics. Are the Pelicans wasting Zion's talents?
Now, Zion, I think he's gone. New Orleans isn't known for getting the best free agents. I mean, I think this is going to be Anthony Davis 2.0. Zion's going to go somewhere like New York or, wherever else where he can team up with whoever he wants. He could team back up with RJ Barrett in New York, Duke teammates. Maybe Cam Reddish comes along too. Nola, I don't think that's the place for him. I definitely might support it more if New Orleans got better jerseys because it was a shame that Zion and Lonzo Ball had to wear those crappy jerseys last year. They were arguably top 5 worst
Czech
jerseys.
Republic team, yeah.
Oh, no.
Horrendous. Anyway, yeah, I think Zion's gone. And it's only, year 3 for Zion? And I think they're just not doing enough for him. I mean, they just let go of Lonzo Ball, who could have been a perfect teammate down the road for him.
No doubt. I didn't understand the Lonzo Ball thing. I thought Lonzo and him fit really well. I mean, the fast break, Lonzo likes to pass the ball. That just works. That just fits. Especially with Lonzo playing with Brandon Ingram for so long. They just have a chemistry there. But he's on my Bulls now, so we're cool with that. But the Pelicans the Pelicans are just a wasteland franchise in itself. Zion should leave, but will he leave? I don't know, because how many people can turn down what is it going to be, like north of $200 million supermax contract that they might be offering him, because they have his bird rights and all of that, so they can give him the most money. So who knows if he'll turn that down, but yes, they're definitely wasting his talents. I think Zion should be the face of the NBA when he gets his shot down. I mean, the guy took over the basketball world when he was in college. We were talking about him more than we were talking about NBA players. He's a special athlete. He's a special talent.
I think Zion's probably going to leave. I mean, you see plenty of players that are taking salary cuts, not a huge way, but I think Zion's family especially is putting his winning over him taking home, 30 or 40 extra $1 million. He's a very athletic and explosive player, though. So it's like you're looking at him and he's a big guy. You know what I mean? He can't just cut all this weight to make sure that his bones aren't going to break or something's going to happen when he's coming down off a crazy dunk on somebody or a rebound. So it's like you could go out and make the most of your money, but I mean, the new generation of players, they're learning how to invest their money. He's already got great endorsements. I saw his ugly ass shoe at Dick's. No offense to Zion. I mean, the thing was a pile, man. Looked like an old Russell Westbrook, and Chris Paul's shoe had a baby. Looked very uncomfortable. But I mean, we'll go back to what I was saying. I think that he's going to be smart with his money, that he'll be able to take this more of an enjoying process instead of him going out there and making his money. And no one wants to be a 20-year vet on New Orleans. So I think, I see him probably teaming up. I've been saying Luka, if he can go to Dallas next year. They're trying to ship out Porzingis, so I mean, I see it happening. I think it will be a better team in the West getting him. I don't see him moving around in the East.
That'd be a pretty popular team. The Mavericks would sell a lot of jerseys, sell a lot of tickets.
And Cuban
final NBA topic I want to talk about with you guys is the recent NBA champions, the Milwaukee Bucks. Do you guys see them repeating? If
No.
so, why?
Not even close. You think that there's no way after the flop last year and all the pressure on the Nets in the East, like, I mean, you heard it from Shaq on Inside the NBA. It was championship or bust. They busted. There's no way that you're going to see Kyrie, Harden, and KD all go down, or like 2 of the 3 go down in the playoffs. No way. Unless someone does something in the regular season that takes them out for the rest of this season, no chance. I don't see them taking the Nets past 6, even if they get to the Eastern Conference Championship and play the Nets. So no chance.
Yeah, gonna have to. Oh, go ahead, Jalen.
All right, I definitely think that the Bucks this past season were awesome. I mean, they were able to stay healthy. They had one of the best defenses as well as being consistent on offense. I think Drew Holiday was that missing piece that they needed that took them right over the hump, and it was cool to see. It was definitely cool to see. Even though I am a KD guy, I was super upset when Kyrie went down. I do believe that if Kyrie doesn't go down, the series might be a little bit different. If the Nets are healthy this year, I like them to go to the finals, which I think they should have did this year too. So my answer is no, I don't think they can repeat. They probably will be awesome again though. So
Yeah, I hate to make it 3, but I don't see it either. Well, we lost Vinny for some technical difficulties. Hopefully he's back soon. But I'm gonna just say what I have to say. I don't see the Bucks repeating, because I didn't really believe in them much this year. I think they won because of a lot of injuries. I mean, just look in the West. You had LeBron, AD were injured. Then you had Kawhi Leonard knee injury, forced him out. And then in the East, you had Kyrie go down. James Harden was injured with the hamstring. There just was a lot of things that went right for Milwaukee. So I don't see them repeating, but like you said, I do think they will be a good team. So
just to add on to that really quick,
yeah.
I think same thing happened in the West this season for the Suns. A lot went right, just like you mentioned, the Kawhi injury. That really did allow the Suns to make it to the finals.
Clippers are in the finals and they win it if Kawhi is healthy, for sure, in my opinion.
It's tough to call versus the Bucks, but they definitely do stand a better chance than the Suns did. I do agree with that.
Suns were very disappointing, man. Chris Paul was a disappointment. You go up 2-0 and this is your first time there, and you blow it like that. I can't.
He definitely. It was Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday absolutely made the difference right there, and Suns won't be back.
No, they won't. That was his one shot at winning a chip, and he didn't do it. And it's sad because that was a nice team they had there that last year. Vinny, you are a big Carson Wentz fan.
Oh yeah, that's my boy.
What do you think about the Indianapolis Colts and their injury situation?
I think that right now with Quinn and Nelson, Carson Wentz both having the same injury, that's pretty fucking dope for injuries. It's not that severe. I thought it was pretty fucking cool. They get to rehab together. That's a great bonding moment. Quarterback, O-lineman. Nelson's without the mask. Wentz with the mask. We won't talk about that right now, though. I mean, they both, 5 days after the surgery, are walking with no limp reported. They said that they're both having a great time. They were supposed to be no blood circulation to the foot for 2 weeks, reportedly, before the surgery went down. Now they're both doing great. They both had the same doctor doing the same shit. I think that they're going to have a great season. Wentz needs to be back by week 2 if they want any chance of having momentum for this whole year, because he can't come back middle of week 3 or week 4 and then just start learning the offense in the middle of the game. You know what I mean? I don't think that he has the ability to pick up an offense. Like, this is not Brett Favre over here. So I think that he's going to need to be in early in the season, but I think that his recovery is going to be towards the 5-week, not the 12-week timeline. You know what I mean? I think that Quentin Nelson, he's a tank. There's no way that you're going to keep him off the field more than 2 weeks into the season. They're going to be a great AFC team. I mean,
well, they have a great roster. I mean, no doubt about it. One of the most complete teams in the league. Jonathan Taylor, they're going to be leaning on a lot.
Stud.
Yeah, for sure, stud. Carson Wentz, if he plays well, that's a dangerous team, for sure. But
Rodrigo Blanco.
Jalen, do you have anything to say about the Colts?
Stud.
I don't know. I don't think I trust Carson Wentz. Colts whole team as a whole around Carson Wentz is awesome. Their receiving core is a bit iffy, but they could be solid. I mean, I don't see them making a Super Bowl run though.
I don't either. But a team that is on the rise for potentially making a couple Super Bowl runs is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Do you guys see the Jaguars being a potential dynasty?
I mean, see, I'm not sure. I think Trevor Lawrence, #1 pick. I'm gonna go out and say that he might have a hard time in Jacksonville, at least for this season, maybe next season as well. He's coming from a place where he won consistently almost every game. Never lost a game.
Never lost a regular season game.
And now he's going to Jacksonville, where he's probably going to lose a bit. I mean, I don't see them, making this big playoff push year 1, and they're going to be losing a bit. it depends on Trevor Lawrence, and we'll see how he handles this. He handles the losing. How is that going to affect his mental? Is he going to stay, ready for next season and whatever, be ready to rebuild this team, revamp this squad? That just depends on him and who he is, and we'll see if he can overcome that.
Yeah, I definitely think the Jaguars, I think they have the potential to be a dynasty or go on a dynastic run of some sort. I think Trevor Lawrence is a special player. I don't think you win on you win like he has on the level of football he has consistently unless you're a special player. This guy is like the next Peyton Manning in the league. He's going to be the face of the league. Him and Patrick Mahomes, and my guy Justin Fields on the Bears. But yeah, I mean DJ Chark, Travis Etienne, Urban Meyer. There's not, and on the defensive side of the football, you got Josh Allen, C.J. Henderson, Miles Jack. There's just a lot to love about the Jaguars. They're a young football team, and I just see a lot to love with them.
I mean, Jacksonville, I'm a huge OSU fan. Urban Meyer's like God to me sometimes, I think that he's probably got it under control. He is, made the extra steps to tell the players that he appreciates them, that they actually care about something. I think that mentality and that attitude towards football, that they're playing for the game and they're playing for these players to be all right and make money and be successful, is going to evolve over to a lot of these guys that just take it as a business. They got to go in. It's a job. I think I like how that's been processed, like through Urban Meyer's system. I think that Trevor Lawrence is legit. I mean, best pocket passer to come into the league since Manning. He's going to be a field general. He's gonna do work. I mean, they just need to make sure that they can acquire someone that like the next guy for them. I mean, it's Peyton had people, but Trevor Lawrence doesn't have any top players right now. They just need to stack that offense a little bit more, stack that line a little bit more, and that defense that they had, 4 or 5 years ago. It's just so hard to come back after you dished off all these star players.
I definitely do like Trevor Lawrence, and like you just said, Peyton Manning had, Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne. Jags need to go out and find that guy for him. And their defense, you just mentioned, they have pieces,
DJ Chark is a really good player, man. And
definitely.
Marvin Jones is a beast too. I mean,
I forgot they signed him. You are right.
Yeah,
that is a good signing.
But I mean, he'll be solid. I liked him on the Lions, of course. He was basically our number one last year.
He's perfect for what you need with a rookie quarterback. A guy that's great at getting 50-50 balls. He's going to go up and get it. And then they drafted Luke Farrell out of Ohio State to play tight end. Urban Meyer, possibly had a hand in recruiting him. So, I mean, I like what the Jags have going. They took Tyson Campbell out of Georgia in the second round. I think he's going to be a good corner.
Do you like Etienne as a running back with Trevor Lawrence back?
I like Etienne as a Alvin Kamara, McCaffrey type player for the Jaguars. I think he's gonna do a lot for you. He's a super fast running back, athletic, and he's got that rapport with Trevor Lawrence, and that's huge. A safety net for a rookie quarterback because he's gonna get uncomfortable back there. But that is all for us on this this episode of the Fadeaway Podcast. Like, subscribe, let us know what type of topics you guys want us to discuss, and hit that like button, turn on those post notifications, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Chiefs in disbelief. Don't bet on them. You'll sweat on them. Have a good night, folks.